Hey guys, welcome to another video, and today we're going to talk about uh, the girl who played Iron Man's and Pepper Potts' daughter in Endgame is getting trolled, and it's because of like something along lines of her role or something like that. I don't really care much of the reason. What I do understand is she's getting bullied by people or something she had no control over, and that's unfair to her, especially since she's freaking 7 years old. Like, I swear, like, there's some people that has no self-respect for themselves. I mean, Lexi Rabe, Rob, I don't really know how to pronounce her last name, and I'm sorry if I'm butchering it. She is 7 years old, and she's at least one of the reasons why she's getting blasted is because of her role. Like, if you wanted to bully someone for that a character, don't bully that person who is embodying that character. Bash the person who has created that character. Kind of like with the whole Calamari Tran thing. I hate to bring that out for a sec, but fans bullying Calamari Tran for playing Rostica was unfair when Ryan Roundhead Johnson created her. So if anything, Ryan Johnson should have been bashed for Rostico, not Calamari Tran, because she did a pretty good job in what she was given and what she had to do in that role. Now, granted, that is this is kind of different situation, but long story short, Calamari Tran was unfairly bullied for her role as Rose Tico. Uh, sorry, Lexi Rabe is getting bullied not only because of her role, but from what I understand, also because she didn't sign some fans' signatures. Like, oh yeah, and sorry about the lighting, by the way, but it's kind of like, why? Like, I understand that you might have wanted her autograph, I do, but you're kind of, when it comes to children actors, teen actors, and adult actors, kind of going in a different ball game. Like, I have no doubt that there are like 90% of those fans were adult actors, and they shouldn't really be asking a 7-year-old girl for her or kid for their autograph. I'm 23. I know that, and it's just, oh wait guys, like, why are you even doing this to the poor girl? Like, and then she had to, and then her parents had to get involved, which I give respect to the parents. Pretty much had to defend her somewhat, but then she also made a video on Instagram, which I saw through my Twitter feed, and it was her saying, please don't bully me or my family. And then she ended with, like, that line, that classic line that she said in Endgame, which, I love you 3000, which was a pretty awesome way to end the movie because it was a awesome reference. So I could, but so that's my nerd shout out to you. uh, that was pretty good reference. But on a serious note, how this girl played Megan Stark or Morgan Stark, I'm sorry. She held herself with high enough respect. She acted mature, more mature than I probably would in that situation, depending on how much that has gotten to me in the video. I mean, and she carried herself with elegance, grace, maturity, and that right there, in and of itself, gained has made me gain respect for her. She's 7, I'm 23, and I have so much respect for her, for standing up for herself, pretty much saying in a very polite way, please back off. That made me respect someone that is a child so much. And I do feel bad for that this girl has to be a victim of cyberbullying. I mean, you guys see me call people out on stuff at times throughout my 3-year career on YouTube. Sometimes SJWs, sometimes, well, you can say same difference in this case, but people at Lucasfilms. And then sometimes I have called out the wild war cry on his bullcrap. So I'm no stranger to calling people out. And sometimes when I do call people out, it's to defend others. Like, practically, or myself. Like, for example, just taking, like, what the 6 of the 7 videos I have made of the Wild Warcry on my channel, where I called his shit out in defense of me, but more importantly, my friends. I I I am viewing this as if someone is trying to bully. Like, if I was a father, or if I had a younger sibling, what would someone do if I heard somebody bully my little sibling or my children? What would I do? And I'll probably be pissed. And when I heard this earlier, I was trying to calm down, trying to think of a way, like ways to say how I felt on my heart without saying anything that I would eventually regret. And those people who are bullying this 7-year-old girl has no self-respect, has no honor, dignity, no dignity. And like Anna, that Star Wars girl said, because she made a video earlier, and that's where I first heard it from. There's a special place in hell for people like those people who are trying to bully a little girl. And to be honest, I'll be honest, there's that part of me that wants to punch those guys in the face whoever is bullying this Lexi, Rabe, Robbie. And again, sorry if I mispronouncing your name. Because also, one thing I didn't really mention was, if you see the Instagram video that she made, then you get the sense too. She seems like a sweet girl. She really does, and does. She does not deserve this. And there can. She seems to be taking it well. Thankfully, no scratch anymore. But she seems to be taking it like really well, cause for a 7-year-old. But seeing how young she is, all this cyberbullying was unnecessary. Could mentally like destroy her, where debatably cause her to go into a deep depression. Now, as far as I know, she wasn't in anything before Endgame. Endgame was the only movie where I've seen this girl in, and I gotta admit, she was a really good actress, and she played Morgan Stark really well. I don't know nothing about Morgan Stark, but she played her very well, and I hope that the bullies does the the jerks who are bullying this little girl will come to their senses that they're crossing a line that they shouldn't. That there are some lines that you can't cross, and there are some of those lines that you can't cross that it's like extremely hard to uncross. And one of those things you should never cross, especially as an adult, is bullying a kid. And she's a kid. She's a child who doesn't deserve this shit. So you bullies need to grow the hell up, back off, because what you guys are doing is wrong on so many levels. And assuming there's that little voice in your head, that common sense voice in your head, that side will also tell you that what you're doing is wrong. And you need to back off of this little girl. Apologizing would be nice, but ultimately back off from this little girl, because she did nothing wrong. And in this video, she does silly stuff that she messed up at some points. But her parents disciplines her. That's the beauty of having a childhood. You get to do, well, in her terms, silly stuff. So you can learn which silly stuff are bad and which silly stuff that are good. And if those silly stuff are bad, you can learn from it at a pretty young age, where the consequences won't be as harsh on you at that young age, as 7 years old as she is, as it would be on someone kind of like me, where I'm 23. And I know, same in many, I'm 23. Now, yeah, everybody made mistakes. I'm not going to sit here and pretend I'm an angel, because I made mistakes too. At her age, older and younger. And I learned from all those silly things in her terms. But, and yes, I got disciplined by my parents. Or, I got told by other people, hey, Phil, you shouldn't do, like, even before I did it, I said, Phil, you shouldn't do that, or you shouldn't have done that. This was wrong. And we had discussions. And I admit, sometimes I didn't get it right away. It took me like a few hours, a few days, or whatever. Or in rare cases for me, a few years to figure out what that person meant. But in the end, I learned before really it was too late. But like, it was all in my childhood to like early teens. And that's the beauty about childhood. It gets to be silly, it gets to make mess ups. So then, once you reach, for example, 23, you get to be wiser, smarter. But to be honest, you shouldn't bully a 7-year-old for them being silly. That's wrong on so many levels, and you shouldn't bully a child on their role. They have no control over. Yes, you auditioned for it, and yes, you got it. But outside of that, she she didn't really have any control over it, and you guys need to back off. I don't know this girl in person, but I consider her my friend, and I don't let anyone hurt my friends or family. I defend both my friends and family. I don't care if that makes me look like a fool while doing it. I will defend my friends and family. And this Lexi Rabi, even though I am most likely keep on boosting her last name, and I'm sorry about that. I consider her my friend, and I will defend her as long as I need to. So, you guys who are bullying this Lexi girl, back off. You want to try bully someone? Bully me. But back off from her. Because she's just a child, and she doesn't deserve this. Get a life. And you bullying someone because of their role, especially a kid, just says how low you guys are really are. So, yeah, I wanted to get this off my mind, because it's been eating me all day. I just wanted to mentally calm down some, so that I wouldn't really say anything I would regret and embarrass myself with. So, thank you for joining. If you like this video, please give this a thumbs up. And if you don't like this video, well, that's understandable. And I will see you guys later. See everyone, and have a nice day.